Road to Success is brought to you by Equity Bank.
Equity Bank. You are listening, caring partner.
Are you looking to start a business with limited capital? Then this is a show you must watch. You're watching Road to Success, the key to your next level in business. You're watching Road to Success, the key to your next level in business. We have a guest whose business was inspired by desperate circumstances in her life. Karibu sana, Grace Munyua.
Thank you so much.
Grace, something desperate happened in your life that inspired you to start a business?
Yes.
You take us to that space.
It all started when I started employment. I am a career woman and I had to employ house help. So my second child was around 2 months old when I got employment, and I had to leave her home with this girl. She was not taking my child out for sun and doing the right things. So my child got rickets at 2 months. I noticed that at 3 months, and I took her to hospital. And the doctors told me it's not that bad, they can still treat it. So for 60 days, she was on medication.
Okay, so did you still maintain the house help?
Okay, she came back and she was like, I'm sorry, I didn't know. Though I had told her all that about the sunlight is very important. But when she told me she was sorry, I was like, okay, fine, I can see you love my daughter. I'll still let you be. But I decided to quit my job after 4 months of working. So when I stayed at home with her and the little girl, that is when things turned around.
I thought that would be a good thing.
She started dragging me and the child because I was breastfeeding her. So somehow I started sleeping aimlessly. I couldn't even walk. The only thing I used to do was just wake up, sleep on the couch, eat while lying down. After that, we sleep with my daughter. She was very, very weak.
So how did you know that, she was dragging you?
I noticed that after she left. I think it came to a point where I think she thought I would know. So she told me she wants to go. I was so heartbroken because I knew I can't do anything. I was there lying and that was my life.
So now you have a business?
Yes.
Out of all this disaster?
Yes.
Okay, tell us about the turning point.
That came in February. When I looked back, I was like, I don't want to go back to school, to work. Yes, I want to start something. I want to look after my children. I want to be very flexible. And as I was lying on my bed, I prayed to God. I asked God, please, I need to do something. I don't know what to do, but I need to do something. And that is when the idea of daycare came in.
So you take children from how old and how long do they stay in your house?
I take children from the age of 1 year up to the age of, let me say 8 years. I've always had up to 8 years, but because I offer another service of picking children from school. So in the evening you find these 8-year-old, 5-year-olds, and on Saturdays, of course, they will come for the whole day.
So how does it work? So in the morning, you pick up all these children, or some are dropped? How does it work?
All these children are dropped. There are those who come as early as 6 because they have to go to others to get comba, to open their own businesses. They have to go to town. So as early as 6, or even if they request earlier, I still take them because it's in my house, and up to 7:30.
So from 6, your work starts basically before 6 because you have to open the doors.
Yes.
And how many people have you had to employ for this?
So far only one. We are able to manage with only one person.
So why has it become a successful business? What is going on in our society?
When you sit with these women, you hear stories. In fact, there's a time when I thought maybe I should change from the daycare, and the women were telling me, even if you close this daycare, we are still bringing children. We don't care what you'll do with them. We'll still bring them because people are desperate. There are so many things that are happening. Children are being molested. Others are being dragged like we were dragged.
How do I get in touch with you if I wanted to bring a child? How do people get to you?
First of all, we have a website. It's called kidsplace.kbo.co.ke. Also on Facebook, just like home daycare, you can get in touch with me.
So I'm curious, okay, now you have, how many children do you generally have from 6 in the morning? How many?
We talk of up to 10 children, but they vary. They come in different time.
All right, so 6 in the morning, obviously, you're giving them breakfast?
I don't give them breakfast. They come with their own breakfast, but I give them lunch. I provide free lunch.
And what is happening during the day?
We have a lot of activities. When they come in, of course, I have to feed them. I have to ensure that the ones who are on diapers, that their diapers are clean. And thereafter, I put music. They like singing. So I put some children music. They sing for a while. Then maybe around 10, we feed them. Now we give them some toys. They play. At lunchtime, around 12, we feed them again. They go to sleep. Thereafter, when they wake up now, we give them some toys to play. And then now we have the older children coming in, so they start reading stories for them.
Tell us about starting a business. You were not a businesswoman. You are an employee. Yeah. So how has that changed your life? What are some of the, things you've had to learn to apply in this business?
Let me say that in university, we learned about entrepreneurial skills. And I can say I had to apply that, but not much. Let me talk of passion. I have always been very passionate about children, and especially those who are hurting. Why
should parents trust you? I mean, these parents have gone through that kind of pain. Mm-hmm. Why should they trust you to bring, their little hurting children to you?
Number one reason is because I have gone through a lot from my first child to this other child. So I know how it feels, and I will never let any child go through what my children went through. That is the first thing. The second thing, I have the fear of God. And when I work, I always see, I know that God is watching me. So whatever I do, I know someone greater is watching me. And he has humbled me to this point.
In an environment where there's, different families bringing children from all sorts of backgrounds, how do you maintain discipline?
We sit and talk to a child. When they do, you find that there's one who is a bully, there's one who wants to eat what is not supposed to be eaten, there's one who wants to tear the carpet, something like that. We sit them down and we come to their level and talk to them and tell them that is wrong. And funny enough, I love working with children. They hear and they don't do. When you come to my house, they are the most disciplined children you'll ever find.
Grace, because you've just mentioned there are a couple of other daycare centers in your area, I'm curious to know what sets you apart. But before you answer that, we need to take a break.
Thank you.
You're watching Road to Success, the key to your next level in business.
Equity Bank has made paying taxes easier and more convenient for you. With your e-slip from KRA, you can now pay all your taxes, including customs and excise duty, at any Equity branch countrywide. Take advantage of our extensive network of branches across the country and pay your taxes today.
Welcome back. You're watching Road to Success, the key to your next level in business. And we're talking to Grace Munyua from Just Like Home Daycare.
Yes.
Grace, just before we went for the break, we asked, what sets you apart? Why should people come to you?
The first thing is that the homely environment. That when you bring your children, you don't bring them to a room with plastic chairs. You bring them to a house. When you bring your children, you are assured of that warmth. There's love. We welcome them so well. If they want to sit, they sit on a sofa. They don't just sit on plastic chairs. There are beds, all that.
I'm just wondering, because it's your home, what are your boundaries so that, our children go into your bedrooms? I mean, what are the boundaries that you set so that you can manage our business from home?
Ever since I took the children, not even one child has ever entered any bedroom, not even the kitchen, and I've never stopped any child. You find that maybe when you're entering a kitchen, they just come up to the point of the door and they just peep, but they cannot enter. And after that, you tell them that is a kitchen, there is fire, there are things that can harm you, that can hurt you. Never step up to this point.
Tell us about, when there's an emergency in such an environment. You're dealing, you said, from 1-year-olds all the way to 8, and you're only 2 staff members. What happens if there's an emergency?
At first, when they bring the children, there's a form they fill. And at that form, there's a declaration where they're supposed to allow me that in case of an emergency that I cannot handle, I can call in a doctor. I have talked to a pediatrician in my area. So in case of emergency, which has never happened, but in case of such an emergency, I can call the doctor in, or I can take the child to the doctor. But the parents pay for every expense that I've incurred.
So do you decide on how much to charge, for business, for it to be of business sense? Because I know at the end of the day, you still have your 2 children, and you still have to pay a couple of bills here and there. So how did you decide on, how to make this business viable?
I went round. We have other various daycares in my area, so I went round. I realized that they charge from 80 to 100 shillings, but their time varies. It's from maybe 8 to 4, 8 to 5, something like that. So to have an age, I decided I'll charge them 100 shillings, and I will take them in from as early as they can up to 7:30. I provide free lunch, and with that, I was able to get enough clients.
Seeing it's a very sensitive matter in handling little children, did you have to go for any special classes to prepare for this kind of work, or do you expect that from your other staff members?
Yes, what we do, we go for first aid training for a few weeks. In fact, it's a 1-day training. That is what I felt was more important. So I take my staff for that, and I have gone for that too.
You do get challenges of pick-up time. It's parents who are not picking up on time.
That has happened quite a number of times. Yes, somebody brings a child at 4 p.m. and they're like, since I've come at 4 and it's up to 7:30, don't you think I've come a little bit late? I should take mine like 9. And they're lying. They know they want to leave the child overnight. So it's a challenge.
What would you tell parents who are watching right now, having gone through such a terrible experience and now you're doing this? What would you tell parents?
I would tell parents to have their sixth sense very sensitive. If you feel and you think that house help should not be there, don't give them another chance. And I also noticed that parents are a little bit shy about daycares, but I can say I would feel they're the most safest place for their children to be.
You talked about your firstborn going to a daycare, but you were not happy about the first daycare that she went to.
Yes.
So what is it that a parent should look out for so that they are in a good daycare center?
I would tell parents to look at where you're taking your child. The environment, cleanliness is very important. These children pick diseases so fast and they transfer the same very fast. So you should look at the environment first.
But do you have limits? How many children at maximum can you accommodate?
Yes, I have my limit. Because you see, as you can see, it's in the house. And of course, the house, you can imagine, though it's a big house, but I cannot take more than 20 children.
You have a wonderful company that is bringing a huge solution to this society. We wish you all the best, Grace. And I know you will continue to grow because this is a need that needs a solution in this society.
Thank you.
We wish you all the best.
Thank you so much.
You're watching Road to Success, the key to your next level in business. And remember, an entrepreneur will find opportunity in the midst of adversity. Have a blessed week.
Road to Success is brought to you by Equity Bank.
Equity Bank. You are listening